What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. If you're new to the channel and you don't know who I am, my name is Jeremy and welcome to Jeremy's Wild World. So guys, you saw from today's title, today's video is going to be me showing you all of the isopods I currently have in my collection, as well as doing a little bit of a feeding. Now this feeding is not something I do all the time. I do this maybe once or twice a week just to ensure that my isopods have all the nutrition that they need in order to reproduce as well as grow properly. Now, before I get into today's video, guys, I just want to mention a couple of things. Now, first of all, according to my YouTube statistics, a lot of you guys who watch my videos aren't subscribed. So if you enjoyed today's content and you want to see more, click that subscribe button as well as the notification bell down below so you don't miss out on future content. Now, the second thing is, when I reach 100 subscribers, I announced on my channel that I'm doing a giveaway. So if you're based in the UK and you want to find out how to take part, I'll leave the thumbnail here. Click my channel and check out the video if you want to take part in this giveaway. Now, without further ado, guys, let's get into today's video. So guys, before getting into showing you the first colony of isopods, this being my dairy cows, I just want to quickly show you guys what I'm going to be feeding them today. So for all of my isopods, they get a variety of fruits and vegetables twice a week, depending on what I have available, as well as different types of protein. So for today's vegetable, it's going to be some courgette or zucchini, depending on where you guys are watching this from. So as you can see here, guys, I just cut it into thin little strips, but I will be breaking some smaller pieces off just for the smaller isopod colonies. Now for the protein, today I'm going to be giving some dried fish to the smaller colonies. As you can see here, guys, here is some dried minnows. And for my two larger colonies of dairy cows and giant oranges, I'm going to be giving them some cheap fish flakes. So I got this brand of fish flakes from Poundland. The reason why I got this, of course, because it's very, very cheap, and because I would never feed this to my fish, but for the isopods it's very beneficial because of all the nutrients as well as the fish meal inside of it. So yeah, without further ado, let's show you guys the dairy cows. So the scientific name for these guys is PORCELLIO LAEVIS. So as you can see, the enclosure looks much different. If you follow me on Instagram, you would know that I did change up the enclosure recently. Just changed out the substrate and decided to completely change it altogether. So if I zoom in here for you guys, here are some of the dairy cows just eating on some of the cuttle bone that I put in there. These bark pieces I made myself, and as you see on this side is a sphagnum moss. This side has a drier side, but it's still moist, but it's a little bit more dry than the moist side. And yeah, so let's give them some food. So starting off with some courgette, I'm just going to be placing a few pieces here and there. Doesn't really matter where you put them, guys. You can just basically put them wherever you want. I'll probably give them 3 pieces since there are quite a lot of them in here. Maybe I'll put 1 piece on this side. And yeah, so I'm going to give them a little bit of fish flakes, and they love protein. Like, dairy cows are very protein hungry, so as soon as I put this in here, they'll probably start going straight for it. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit throughout the enclosure. And yeah, so put a little bit on the dry side, put a little bit in the back. And yeah, guys, so as you can see, if I just quickly zoom in and get a better look for you guys, they are already going for the fish flakes because PORCELLIO LAEVIS do love their protein. And if I go into this pile, you can see here, there's already dairy cows popping out, grabbing the fish flakes. They'll probably eat these and run off underneath the bark. And yeah, so that's my PORCELLIO LAEVIS colony. For my dairy cows, let's move on to my giant oranges. Now we move on to my giant orange colony, guys. So this is also PORCELLIO LAEVIS, just a different morph. So if I just quickly open the lid and give you guys a better look, as you can see here, guys, here is my giant orange colony. So if I just pick up the camera here, guys, and just get you guys a better look, here are some of them running around. As I did say in my other updates video, I do not have a lot of adults left over, but the young ones are growing up quite a fair bit now. As you can see, they are putting on size. Oh, that's a good surprise right here. So as you guys know, my communal enclosure used to have orange-banded millipedes, and my male is now living with my giant oranges, and it's actually quite a surprise seeing him out like this. As you can see here, he's just lying there. He's probably a bit spooked by the light, but this side is where he usually is. Underground, he did dig this up quite a bit and made it his own, buried quite a bit of the moss. And yeah, so let's get these guys some food. So I'll just quickly put the camera down and get you guys some courgette. So they'll probably get 2 to 3 pieces since there is the millipede in here. It does require a little bit more food, and these guys do actually prefer vegetables, but as the dairy cows, they do love their protein as well. So I'm just going to put 3 pieces in here like so, and I will be giving them some fish flakes. So this colony is doing really well, guys, and I am enjoying keeping them. and they are starting to reproduce quite a bit. I have seen some mankai in here, mankai being their babies, guys, if you didn't know that. That's the actual term for their babies. And yeah, that should be enough, maybe just a bit more down here in the corner. But yeah, so if I just quickly pick up the camera and zoom in for you guys, you'll probably see them all going for the flakes. You can see all the babies picking pieces up and running off with them. And yeah, so that's my giant orange colony, guys. Let's move on to some other isopods, shall we? If you guys have seen my update / unboxing video that I did for all of the inverts I'm currently keeping, you would know this enclosure belongs to my PORCELLIO, LAEVIS, MILKBACK isopods. So I have some good news for you guys. These isopods have actually been reproducing quite a bit. And if I just quickly get a zoom in for you guys here, as you can see, if I just quickly lift up this cork bark, you will see there are quite a few younger mankai in here. And some of the beautiful adults. Here is the really nice male that I have. And I'm pretty sure, yep, here we go. Here is some more on the cork bark inside. Here is, I think there's a female on this side and a male on this side. And yeah, so my milkbacks are doing really well. I hope this colony will take off very soon. Being PORCELLIO LAEVIS, I won't be surprised if I have the same numbers I do with my dairy cows and my giant oranges in the next month or so. So these guys will just be getting a little bit of courgette and a little bit of fish, just because these guys don't actually eat that much. Obviously, because of the low numbers, I'll just give them a small piece of fish. So I'll just put a little bit of fish here. Oh, there we go. And I'll put one little piece of fish just over there. So that's it pretty much for my milkbacks. Let's move on to some other isopods. Now for the rest of the video, it's going to be showing you guys all of my smaller colonies of isopods and starting off with some mix-ups. So if you saw when I got my milkbacks, I actually ordered ARMADILLIDIUM SP albino and I didn't receive them, and I received these little guys instead, as well as some extra dairy cows. So these are some wild type SCABERs, and I'm not sure if I can see any at the moment, but as you can see, guys, plenty of springtails. Springtails are really beneficial to have in your isopod colonies because they do control mold growth and they do keep fungus gnats out. So if I lift up the bark here, let's see if we can find any. These guys are more reclusive, so they do like to hide a little bit more, but here we go. Here are some of the adults, and these are a wild type SCABER. I do love these guys, they are really nice. I do really appreciate wild type morphs, but I would have preferred to receive the SP albinos. So if I just quickly get some courgette for them, I'll just put one small little piece just here. These guys don't really eat a lot, so I won't be putting a lot of food in there for them. And I'll put a little bit of fish just in the corner there. So that's it for the wild type SCABERs. Let's move on to some more exciting isopods. I know a lot of you guys are probably looking forward to seeing these the most, and this being my PORCELLIO HOFFMANNSEGGI culture. So if I just lift up the lid here, I'll show you guys quickly a little update on how they are doing. No babies yet, but they are starting to show breeding actions, so that is really awesome. As you can see, here is a sub-adult female, and as you can see under the bark, guys, here are some more. A mix of males and females, and I saw this little guy, and it's a male, but as you can see, the color difference is much different. So I'm hoping it is a chocolate, or I'm not too sure what they call the lighter morphs of PORCELLIO HOFFMANNSEGGI, but I am looking forward to seeing if I can isolate this gene in the future when they start breeding some more. So for feeding, of course, they're just going to get a little bit of courgette. I'll just place it right by their entrance, and I'll give them a little bit of fish. Let's just get a little piece right here. There we go, just one single fish. As you can see, they don't really need a lot, guys. Isopods don't need to be overfed. It's actually better to feed them less than more, because the more food there is, the less chance that they'll finish it all, and mold will grow in their enclosure and it could cause some die-offs. But as you can see here, guys, one of them, oh, I just spooked it off, but it was already taking to the fish. These guys do like their protein as well. So that's a quick little update on my PORCELLIO HOFFMANNSEGGI, guys. Let's move on to some isopods I have yet to show on the channel. I have 2 more species to show you guys, and I'm really excited to show you them because they have yet to appear on the channel. So they are both ARMADILLIDIUM species, and I'm so excited to finally start getting into ARMADILLIDIUMs, and in the future I would love to start getting into Cubaris, aka some of the rubber duckies or some other different types of Cubaris species. But yeah, so starting off with these ARMADILLIDIUMs, I've had these for actually quite a while now, just over a month, and I have seen mankai in here, and I'm really happy to show you guys. So here are ARMADILLIDIUM PERACCAE. or PERACCAE, I'm not too sure how to pronounce her name, but as you can see guys, here they are. Beautiful Armadillidium species. I'm not too sure how the camera will pick it up, but if you look really closely on their back, you can see all the little bumps that they have there. I just think they look awesome. They pretty much look like a Porcellio, but when they are threatened, they do curl up in defense. But as you can see, I do love these isopods. They are awesome, and I have seen little babies running around in here, but they usually do bury underneath the substrate, as most Armadillidium species do from what I've researched. So before I put their cork bark back, I just wanted to quickly put the courgette in here. Whoops, I just dropped in there, but there's no isopods, so it's okay. So a little piece of courgette and a little bit of fish. These guys don't actually eat a lot also, so I'm not going to put the biggest piece of fish in there, just enough so that they do have something to eat. So yeah, so here is Armadillidium PERACCAE. And yeah, so let's move on to the final isopods, guys. Now, moving on to the final species of isopods, guys, for today's video. These are a species I've been wanting to keep for a very, very long time, and I'm really glad that I found them for a very good price. So, of course, these are another Armadillidium species. I've been really looking into getting into Armadillidiums, and I am looking for some Armadillidium klugi, Montenegro, but as you can see here, guys, oh, there's a couple just down there. These are Armadillidium maculatum, also known as the zebra isopods. So these are by far some of the most well-known, most loved isopod species, and now that they have them, I can completely understand why. These isopods are absolutely gorgeous. If I just zoom out here, I'll just lift up this piece of wood because they like to hide under here. And yeah, as you can see here, guys, there are plenty of them. They're still very, very small, but one thing I love about these guys is the variation in patterns that they have. Like, each one is different. So like, as you can see, just down, ooh, let me just have a look, just down here, oh, just here. This one looks like a typical zebra, but this one down here has more spots and is more lighter in color. And same with this one here. As you can see, right next to each other, they're completely different, but they are the same. They are Armadillidium maculatum. So I'm very, very happy to get these. There are 25 in here. I actually paid for 20, but I got 25, which is really kind of the seller. And just like all the other isopods, just add a bit of courgette and just grab a little bit of fish. Since they are still really, really small, they get a small piece of fish. So that's the end of today's video, guys. Let's get into the outro. So that's the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all of the isopods I'm currently keeping, as well as how I like to feed them. Now, I'm really excited to see how these isopods do in the future, as well as what types of isopods I will be getting, because I will definitely be getting more. I am obsessed with isopods. I love them. And yeah, so if you enjoyed today's content, I would really appreciate if you click the subscribe button down below, as well as the notification bell, so you don't miss out on future content. I'd also really appreciate if you guys would follow me on Instagram, Jeremy'sWildWorld_. The username will be down in the description below. I post videos and pictures of the inverts and animals I keep when I don't upload on YouTube. So that's it all for me today, guys. Leave a like, leave a comment. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.